Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. Tonight, I'm actually reviewing this documentary film called "Don't Think We Are Sleeping." This is actually a French film, and it's a pleasure to be able to review this film. This movie had a release date of the 16th and 17th in select theaters and stuff like that. But I really have to say I enjoyed this movie. So let's go on ahead. I can't wait to talk about this. So let's do this. And hello, movie lovers. And like I said, I'm going to be reviewing this movie called Don't Think We Are Sleeping." And I have to say, this movie is very inspiring because of the fact that this movie documentary ended up taking about 5 to 7 years to make. This is pretty much, if you think about it, like Boyhood, right? Where you actually had a character that we grew up with on the screen and took them about 5 years to do it because the director wanted to capture what the little boy was like at a young age, and then him growing all the way up to his preteens and then teenage years, and then entering in college. So that was what Boyhood was. And to be honest with you, I think this actually feels like what Boyhood is, because it took this documentary about 5 times to make, but it was like a coming of age story on what they wanted to do. And it's an inspiring, unique feature-length story of three young French athletes in the lead up to the Paris 2024 Olympics, and Mimics has made its cinematic debut in France. The 90-minute French language film, was developed and produced by PI Studios and Sareb Films with the support of Nike, premiered at Elite Grand Rex Cinema in Paris the other day. And this film is inspiring for lots of reasons. You have not a character, but you actually have someone that is a track runner, and he's been preparing for this thing since 2019 and 5 years before the Paris Games. And the mother and son dynamic is really good. I really loved how she's trying to teach him how to succeed in life, and also too how to take care of himself as a man. And the fact too, she also says, "Hey, look, you beat the eggs like this. You need to learn how to take care of yourself. You need how to live on your own." And basically, it's just mother and son conversation where it's like, I'm not going to be here all the time. You need to figure out a way to be able to take care of yourself without me having to do it. And he's also autistic, so it's actually hard for him to be able to express how he feels. So I like the fact that this is someone that you want to root for in this documentary film. And I also like how in this documentary, everybody has their own things going on in life you know, to where the Olympics means something to everybody and not just for a certain thing or just winning a medal or anything. Everybody has their own motivations and stuff. And also, too, this guy also works a 9 to 5 job, and he's also preparing to compete in the Olympics. And it's just amazing on how much training these people do and stuff like that too, because of the fact that they want to actually do something for their families, or it's about representation of what some families go through, and the stuff that the background of certain people as well. So I definitely liked it. And then also too, you also have the same thing happening where it's when someone says mental, they actually think of the word of insane. And that's actually something that the mother said about her son was, I don't want people to think he's insane because of his condition, because of him having this disorder, because that's what the first thing that people are going to think. And in Africa, that's what they think culturally, that when you say mental, they think something is physically wrong with somebody, or they're a crazy person. And that's also a representation. And I like how she also brings it to light, as well as what white people like me think. And that's also what I was thinking when someone would say mental is someone that's crazy. But in this case, it's just someone that's a mentally challenged person that's dealing with not being able to express themselves or anything. And he's trying to prove himself to his mother, to his family, that he can do this. And he's also trying to basically say this too. If he loses one of the races and everything, that's going to be it. He's going to just go on ahead living his life, and that's it. But I like how the coaches are prepping him for this race and stuff like that too. But then we actually get to another family, and with this taekwondo training that they do, and they're trying to compete in the Olympics. And this family, the grandmother escaped from another country to go to France, and so basically, and also what I want to mention is this. So with the two girls competing in this Olympics, it's basically them having their faces in front of France and putting a stamp on France, and the stuff that they had, that their grandma had to face and go through and stuff. And I really like those moments of where I'm caring about each one of these people, these competitors. And that's one of the things that I like about the documentary, is the fact that it's 90 minutes, but they give us so much within these 90 minutes that you want to root for everybody that's in this movie, in this documentary, because because you care about them. As a matter of fact, I wound up sharing on the the person that had the disability. I was like, come on, you can do it, get to the finish line. I'm rooting for him, and I'm also rooting for the taekwondo sisters as well. Everything about this made me cheer. It made me cry. It had all the emotional beats of a great cinematic movie that you guys need to check out whenever it comes down to a documentary. And this premiered January 17th through the 19th. The cinema release was being supported outdoor media, including iconic posters running in Paris and PR social media. But, if, like I said, it ended up being where you have three different stories going on at the same time. And within those three stories, you get a lot within that. It doesn't feel like it loses its pacing. It doesn't feel like, that they pay attention to too much at one thing. They go on to another family. They go on to another topic. And they still manage to pull out a cohesive story out of this. And it took them 5 years to do this, which is very impressive. And Nike is the one who ended up producing this. This is a fantastic, inspirational movie that I highly recommend that you guys check out. Yes, it has subtitles. Yes, it's good. And the character's name the guy's name I want to mention is Charles-Antoine, a runner with an electoral disability who competed in this year's Paralympics. And Leyna and Maysane, the French twin sisters that I mentioned, and heirs to their family, very unowned taekwondo dynasty, who are coached by their father and dream of competing in taekwondo in Paris in 2024. And the stuff that they have to go through, they have to make sure their kicks are really tight. They also have to make sure that they don't go over a certain gram in their when they weigh. Matter of fact, it was crazy to think that they went and told them, hey, look, you need to run that 1 kilogram off so that way you don't get disqualified for the Olympics. And they're going around in a circle, doing their cardio, doing different things to try and get that off of them. And then one of the sisters does wind up making it into the Olympics while the other one doesn't. But I feel like this documentary teaches you about losing. And in life, you're going to lose, but it's all about getting back up again and trying again and doing what you love. And I feel like movies don't show you failure. They want to show you this underdog story of being successful. And yes, you have some lows and then you have some highs. And this is what this is. But there's always a winner at the very end of it. And it's always either the main antagonist and stuff like that. But with this one, it doesn't do that. And I'm happy it doesn't do that, because it allows people to say, okay, it's okay to feel. It's okay to not come in first. I can do my best the next time I come in. And that's something that I think is a powerful message when it comes down to a 2025 mindset, especially when nobody wants to really teach anybody how to feel. Not saying that anybody wants to feel, but basically saying that it's okay to feel. And the athletes were followed by a film crew over the course of 5 years, recording how their stories, their lives, and their sporting achievements unfold over time, culminating at the Paris 2024 Olympics. And like I said, this starts off in 2019 with Charles, and then it goes into the things that Charles is doing, and then he also he also winds up winning one of the races and he goes into his training uh into 2024. But also too, there's also the pandemic that happened in 2020, and him having to train indoors and trying to figure out how to do that. And I also like how the sisters also have to try to figure out how they're going to do their stuff too. But the cool thing about the sisters is they live together, so therefore they can actually practice amongst each other. So I thought that the uh, sister aspect of the documentary was really fascinating. But the film features an exclusive original track by a French hip hop artist, and I love the music in this though too, by Teko Kola in collaboration with Para One and Sam Tiba. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names, but I just want to say this: the music is fantastic in this, and I no wonder why Nike and PI Studios produced this, because this documentary needs to be told, and it's not 90 minutes, and you get lost within the story itself that you even forget that it's even a documentary because of the way it's shot. It's fantastically well done, perfectly well orchestrated. It's ballsy to go ahead and do this in 5 years and do a documentary. And at that point, you know how news outlets and stuff like that, how things change within 5 years and stuff like that. And people sometimes might forget about certain things and stuff like that. So it's hard to do a documentary where people can remember certain things, certain events and stuff. They do a fantastic job at bringing everything up to the forefront and things like that too. Um, then I also like this where the training, where it says confidence. I actually have this wrote down, and this is actually one of my favorite quotes within it. But it says, confidence is more you do, the more confident you will be to be an athlete. Working towards a gold medal in the 2000, and they're working towards the medal in the 2024 Olympics. And then working class people has to push themselves harder. The girl's grandmother had to flee from her country to come to France, winning the Olympics and being on the French team that became the pride of France and their values. It makes the girls want to win even more, just as how Charles wants to win. And also, he becomes knighted in France. He becomes the forefront of France. He's got a great support system with his mother, and just the mother dynamic is just her keeping it real with him and stuff like that, trying to plan his life for the future so that way he knows what he can do. And also, there's a lot of prepping when it comes down to him and to him as well, because he doesn't, like I mentioned before, he does not know how to express himself, but his coaches are trying to teach him how to do that. They also are like, are you sure you're able to take care of yourself? We want to know, can you cook for yourself? Can you do this? And he goes, yeah, I can cook pasta and I know how to make eggs. Because that was like the very first thing, the opening scene that we see is him and his mother doing it, but doing that. But I thought this documentary is smart, it's brilliant. I'm glad that this was sent in to me because of the fact that it's inspiring. And I think this is something that people will get a lot from. And like I said, it's okay to feel, it's okay to do that. But pick yourself back up, just like the coaches say, and tell them, and try again next time and try to do better. And, I like the fact that this is an underdog story for all of them, and all of them are wanting something out of this. So I definitely recommend that you guys check this out when you guys can. And if you can't, try to find it somewhere, because I'm telling you right now, this documentary is fantastically well put together. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you so much for just letting me do what I do here. So I just want to say that. Um, but yeah, but that's gonna be it as far as this goes. We are sponsored by Fanatics. Go ahead, get you guys some merch by clicking on the link below. Get yourself some merch and stuff like that over at Fanatics. But yeah, we're not gonna have a show coming up on Monday or anything like that. Maybe Monday and Tuesday we're not gonna have a show because we're expecting some bad weather here. So we're supposed to get some hard freezing and stuff like that with rain and also maybe possibly snow and stuff. So I'm not going to be here to be able to do a show or anything, but I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, that's going to be it as far as this review goes. I hope that you guys enjoy this. And always until next time, guys, have a great and safe night. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe button, and all that other good stuff here at Movie Lovers Unite. And always until next time, guys, have a great and safe night. Bye bye.